tell you guys one thing. Not being behind the wheel, the GTC, we would have died by now.
What is up, guys? My name is Brent Ruiz and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm inside the AMG GTR right now, and the reason I'm making this video, I know it's been a while, but things are gonna change. The reason I'm making this video is because I'm currently waiting for Beau of Driven by Jordan, or you may know him from his bigger YouTube channel. We're actually going to be doing a little bit of a collaboration today, and he wants to see what the GTR is all about. He recently reviewed the last video on his channel, linked below, is all about his experience with the AMG GTC. I think that was a 2020 or 2021 model. Let me just get out of the car as I wait for him. I actually don't know what car he's bringing. He's going to park his car here, and I'm going to take him for a drive in the AMG GTR. Because as I said, I really want to get his thoughts on what the GTC is all about, because I have not personally driven a GTC. I think he's gonna be very, very surprised as to how different of a car the GTR is. I hear a loud car, and I think that's him in the BMW just arriving. So without further ado, let's get him in the car. I'm gonna let him drive first, and then I'm gonna show him what the GTR can really do in one of my favorite canyon roads here in Southern California. BMW M3, definitely not stock. He's getting parked up. We're gonna get all the GoPros inside the GTR. Sun is definitely coming down on us, so we're gonna have to hurry up. But yeah, let's get inside the car and go for a drive.
I've never driven an AMG with an exhaust, so it's funny to hear this engine like how I would probably make it.
I saw your GTC video, so I really was eager to get your thoughts on first impressions straight away. When I think about GTC, I always think it's more of like the gentleman's car.
Correct.
And with this thing, it's like, you still have something in your daily drive, but it's more of, you know, if you want to go on a canyon real quick, you can like destroy it.
Oh, of course.
If you want to go on the track, you can destroy the track, which is super
Have you driven
impressive.
a GTC?
No.
Have you driven a GTS, I assume?
I have not driven that either.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're probably more curious as to like,
I
how
really
this
want to know
compares.
what you think.
This, I mean, already it's not substantially quicker. GTS is almost the same amount of power. Transmission in the GTC, what year is this?
18.
So supposedly they did like a transmission tune update, which you could do in this car anyway.
Yeah.
Transmission's a little quicker.
Yeah.
So downshifts, a little like much more immediate. Upshifts though, not really. The upshifts are essentially the same. I like their dual clutch they have in their cars. Every once in a while, yeah, downshifts are a little weird, but definitely in the 2020 and plus, lightning. I did not have a problem with that at all. This car is quick. It just feels, the steering is what I like the most. I made a comment that I liked it in the GTC. It is super precise. Like Ferrari, it's nice. But that also might come with just the way this car's set up, that, you know how it is. You just don't feel like the car's gonna move that quick, and then it does.
Yeah.
But here, we'll do a little pull here. Jesus. Oh yeah, this is a bit quicker for sure. For me, I just really want to feel what this is like. I did actually take the car on the canyons, on the worst canyons ever, but I did take it through Mulholland, and it felt really good. Are you running carbon ceramics on this?
Yeah.
Does it only come with carbon ceramics?
It's an option, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I was running steel in the GTCs, and I did almost run into a car that was absolutely stopped around a turn.
Scary.
Oh. Jesus Christ, we almost just hit a car because there is traffic. And they felt great, to be honest. I thought I was gonna hit the car. I was like, oh, me. So what's your favorite thing about this car? How do you compare it to 458?
Compared to other supercars, or like, you know, the direct competitor to this car is the GT3 RS, technically.
991, yeah.
Which is so much lighter, so much more nimble. I don't know how they did it, but being as big as this car is, it handles incredibly. That's the best aspect of this car.
Yeah.
The grip that it has, the mechanical grip especially.
Do you guys do these roads on rallies, or?
Actually, this road right here that we're about to do is one of my favorites, but nobody really knows about it. There's not many houses here, there's not much traffic.
Gotcha.
So it's pretty safe overall. There's no cliffs that you can go off of, so that's always good.
It's good.
Yeah.
I realize if we hit something, I'm actually swallowing the camera. So if there's gonna be a clip, hopefully we don't hit anything. That'd be great.
Alright, let's see what this thing can do here.
Jeez, this thing is Dude, the brakes. thought Brent was actually like thinking he was drives before, and I was like, oh, this is great, this is mellow. But Brent likes to drive.
Even driving it like this, even in race mode, the traction control level in it will save you every time. It's like
Smart, yeah.
But it's still not restrictive like it is in many other cars. So.
That's how like the Huracan Evo rear wheel drives are. Yeah. The traction system's so smart that if you were to f*** up, usually it'll save you.
See, now I'll put the exhaust button on so we can hear each other as I go fast. Still pretty loud with the exhaust.
Dude, the brakes are crazy too. And it's a lot quicker than I suspected.
The cool thing about this car is too that you can brake while turning, which is not the case in many other cars.
Well, my GT4, it sucks at mid-turn braking. It sucks. I will lose. It's not even like traction. It's like it'll power slide.
Yeah.
Because whenever the weight is like that, it's just off. Yeah, the grip on this thing is incredible. Most people are freaked out, like, or surprised about is that this thing is like when people say this is a 991 3RS competitor, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like that when you're just driving on the street.
I would have never thought that.
But when you drive like this, it's actually mind blowing.
It is.
Jesus Christ. This thing is insane. I can tell you guys one thing. Not being behind the wheel, the GTC, we would have died by now. I assure you of that.
I'm really curious about how the GTC compares.
It doesn't have the stability in the rear. Like, I could have gone half that and would have had to, like, save myself, yeah. And I'm back in the driver's seat, and I am gonna do exactly what he just did. Just kidding, we would land in the tree if I did that. All right, folks. Exhaust. Aha! That makes life way more fun. Oh yeah, steering in this is so much better. I don't know this road, folks, so I will not be mobbing. And I felt when you were driving that rear wraps around really well. Yeah. Give me like hatchback vibes. This thing is too good. Jesus. Dude, this thing rips. Absolutely rips.
In terms of the handling, what do you feel the most difference? The turn-in?
The steering weight is night and day. Turn it sharper. The back, there's more grip for sure. Yeah. This thing has a lot more grip. The sound is beautiful and angry. Jeez, dude. Yeah, this is, once you beat on it, it's a different car for sure.
So what about in terms of this versus the GT4? Because the GT4 is supposed to be amazing at roads like this too.
GT4 is more confidence inspiring, kind of like when you're in any Porsche or any GT car at least. But that's the thing with the GT4 is it gets a little weirder under braking. You have to know what you're doing as far as like weight transfer goes, because if you're like, that car has like a weird power slide that it does. It's hard to explain, but don't want to crash on the turn everyone crashes on. Ow, sorry. Dude. Like,
just
trying to see in the corner of my eye. Yeah. This thing red line's low. I just feel like Porsche will always win, and like, it just feels so built, so like firm and tight and everything like that. Whereas I've never driven another car that's like that. Yeah. Turn in is prime. I wouldn't rip my, and that's just me, and that's my experience with my car. I wouldn't rip my car like I'd rip this car. No. I just feel, and that could be just me misinterpreting the limit of that car, and I've never had anyone drive my car like someone's driven this, so I should probably go on track and figure that out. But like, as far as handling goes, it can keep up with this in the canyons for sure. Yeah. I just wouldn't do that, and I'd feel more confident doing that in this.
All right, guys, we just came back from the drive. It was a lot of fun, and I think I might have scared Jordan a little bit.
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
But he also drove it as well with me as passenger, and well, I had a lot of fun, and I think he did too.
I redlined 9 times in his 7,000 RPM revving car.
I guess it does need a little bit of a learning curve. But anyway, Jordan, what did you think about the GTR in comparison to the GTC, which you just drove?
Everyone I'd spoken to said the exact same thing. It's just a whole different car. The GTC isn't really a road-going version of this car. I wouldn't really like a more road, less track-focused version. I'd say it's just more of an improved GTS, which is still a great car, and it was a blast. But I don't know, this like bumped itself out of its league so hard. Like the GTC will not compete with the GT3 RS. It will not. It will not. If we did what you did, you would have had to dumb it down a little bit. It would not take corners like that. The rear wheel steer in this car is probably the thing I noticed the most.
Yeah.
Especially at lower speeds, like that is, and the traction in this car is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
My GT4 has less traction in this car.
If you had to say one thing about the GTR that you like the most and like the least.
Not really a feature of the car, but I think it's one of the best track and road cars. Like I think there's very few companies that combine track, because you can cruise this car. AMG GT was created, I feel like it was created for like a cruising to work, like a 911 car. So I think it's definitely more road usable than a GT3 RS. I'm not a big fan of driving those on the road, but it handles just like a GT3 RS. So I think that's my favorite. Least favorite could be faster, I
Too
guess.
slow in a straight line.
But it's not. It's fine.
What if I got the tune back on there and we were pushing like 650?
Dude, with a tune, this would be perfect. And that's the thing too, it's turbo, so like you don't really get to complain about that.
Yeah.
Like not everyone wants a 650 horsepower GTS, you know? So I think if you want a faster car in a straight line, cool. But I think even if you were gonna canyon it a lot, tuning it's gonna make it a little more to manage. One thing I can say, for the money, one of the best supercars you can buy right now.
Yeah, for the money, it's an amazing
One of the
deal.
best.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, thank you, Jordan. If you have not visited his channel yet, it's Driven by Jordan. Links in the description below. Check him out. He does awesome content. Later, man. Dang. All right, guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for the video. I wanna give a big thanks to Jordan for, well, doing this video with me today. But yeah, overall, just hearing Jordan's thoughts on the GTC versus the GTR, I gotta agree with Jordan on this, that this thing, you get it really if you want to drive it on the track, drive it on the canyons like we just did. In terms of a canyon car that you can still daily drive, I think the GTR is definitely one of the top options on the market. And I am also very, very happy that I bought this car when I did. It was before all of the crazy appreciation happened in the used car market. So I bought this car with 600 miles for $135,000. And I have put on there 9,000 miles in like 8 months, I think. It's a lot of miles. And I don't even daily drive it. It's just, I don't know, it's just crazy how much I drive these cars. But 135, and then today I looked on cars.com, the same car for the similar amount of miles, $150,000. Insane car market right now, but let's just see how long that lasts. But for now, I'm going to enjoy this car as much as I can, especially with all the crazy emissions laws that are coming into place that are already here. You're not gonna be able to see cars with big V8 engines like this anymore. Everything, I mean, even naturally aspirated cars, naturally aspirated engines are going to be leaving us very, very soon. So we do have to enjoy these cars with these engines while we still can. But with that being said, I do want to thank you guys for watching. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Deuces.